Vendors at the Bridgetown Fisheries Complex were in for a surprise when they turned up to ply their trade this morning. They found the market closed until further notice. The move left them angry and frustrated, Ryan Broom reports.
Emotions were high at the Bridgetown Fishing Complex here this morning as vendors turned up to find that they were closed out.
I don't believe, but them alone said that the market should be closed today is not our fault. They bring all kind of chemicals that kill the mother, take the home. Why should we bear that fate?
The vendors say they were unable to sell any fish throughout the day because of the notice. They are angry that market officials gave them virtually no notice, leaving most of them spending the day cleaning their stalls with the aid of chlorine and other cleaning agents. They say while they have no objection to cleaning their stalls, they should have been adequately notified instead of having to read a handwritten notice that was posted ahead of the closure.
I don't come the same morning and put up a notice. That's unprofessionally done. And people still in the processing hall working. They don't have much general workers here.
She can still come tell me, she try to clean, don't tell me the store shut down till it get clean further. What more else we want?
Meanwhile, efforts by CBC to get a comment from market officials proved futile as Senior Superintendent Israel Curtin was in a meeting and unavailable at the time. However, market sources say that the closure was primarily intended to instill a stricter cleaning regime at the complex, especially against the background of the recent clampdown by health inspectors at the Barinda Cox Fishing Complex in Oistins. Reporting from the Bridgetown Fishing Complex, I am Ryan Broom for CBC News.
The Barbados Workers Union and key stakeholders in the sugar industry have held a second round of talks on a new 2-year collective contract for hundreds of sugar workers. Those talks took place at Solidarity House. Peter Thorne has that story.
The talks between the Barbados Workers Union, the Barbados Agricultural Management Company, the Barbados Sugar Industry Limited and the Barbados Employees Confederation started just around 9 this morning and ended just after noon. The Barbados Workers Union position at the talks was put by its General Secretary Sir Roy Trotman, while Mr. Leslie Paris presented the case for the BAMC. Sir Roy said the talks were very amicable, even though general workers have some outstanding concerns relating to being paid at the level of NCC workers, a matter that has dragged on for years. Sir Roy said it's a question of how the crop is to be managed transport-wise, the level of tonnage to be hauled by workers, the allocation to individual estates, its effects on work in the field and on the road all have to be dealt with. The Barbados Workers Union boss said stakeholders in the industry have written to the Agriculture Ministry on these matters, especially payment for downtime by workers transporting canes to Port Vale, the sole factory operating this year. Sir Roy says the BWU has to satisfy itself that whatever arrangement is agreed to for payment of the workers is written into the collective accord and there's no uncertainty about it. In this regard, he expects another round of talks after sugar industry officials hear from government on the matter. This year's sugar harvest is slated to start on Monday, March 17th, is set to last 16 weeks, and is expected to produce just under 18,000 tons of sugar. Peter Thorne, CBC News.
Peter, thank you. Government's move to strengthen the business sector in Barbados through a national policy on small business is timely and could see the more efficient operation of several agencies who've been mandated to support the sector. Leader of Government Business in the Senate, Senator Maxine McLean, told the Upper House that legislation does not only regulate and drive business, but provides incentive as well.
So the notion of a policy, I rather would say a set of policies, those do exist. And as such, I think one has to be very careful when you look at that. In addition to the issue of policy relating to the domestic sphere in which which government does business, Barbados, and this is not again new, Barbados has been part of a regional effort, and therefore, for example, we also are part of initiatives which not only address domestic concerns but also help us to address regional and other concerns.
The Association of Public Transport Operators has formally received correspondence from government informing the group of its intention to remove a fuel subsidy come next month. Interim Chairman of APTO, Maurice Lee, says the letter from the Ministry of Energy notified him that the rebate in fuel, which has been in place since 2008, is being cancelled. Lee says there are issues in the letter which he must address with this committee, as he provided an insight into the fuel subsidy.
Because it relates to the removal of a rebate. Now, the fuel that we get from the Transport Board is two-tiered. It's a two-tiered structure. There is a rebate on the fuel, and then there is the excise concession as well, the excise tax removal, which the two are applied when you purchase the fuel from the Transport Board. The correspondence only speaks to the removal of the rebate. The rebate is an 8 cents rebate, but the excise tax is a 20-cent imposition. So I am writing to get clarification on that issue.
Well, what appears to be a dead whale has washed ashore at a beach on the east of the island, and it has captured the attention of many residents of the area. The marine mammal reportedly washed ashore at Ragged Point, St. Philip yesterday afternoon. It was first spotted by a group of men from that area.
Just yesterday we were doing a little surfing, and we see the big thing there, so floating coming in, and we come up, we see and we look down, but we didn't show it, so we went home and show it, and then when we come back up, we hear real come in. So then when we come back up here now, we see there, so right in the washing, it already dead.
Supreme Counseling for Personal Development is standing by its introduction of the Oloweas Bullying Prevention Program in Barbados. Its Chief Executive Officer, Sean Clark, says the program has been in operation for years across the globe and has produced results. The Maria Holder Memorial Trust has come on board with Supreme Counseling in the fight against bullying. Oloweas has been piloted in 4 schools so far and is already a success story.
Our children are buying into the program, that things are happening. This program has been endorsed by the Ministry of Education. I have met with officials there. They are on board with the Oloweas Bullying Prevention Program. We are training not only the teachers from the 4 schools where we are piloting the project, but we are also working with teachers at other schools as well. We need to get the message out there that bullying is wrong.
Clark says students on the island will have a part to play in highlighting the problem through an anti-bullying campaign soon to be launched.
It's open to Barbados, all students across Barbados, where they are asked to produce a video of 2 to 3 minutes in length on bullying, on being kind or whatever, and then you can send that into Supreme Counseling for Personal Development. It is uploaded on our YouTube channel, and the video that gets the most likes or the most views, that person or group of persons will win some reward. They will get some reward.
And trustee of the Maria Holder Memorial Trust, Colette Newhoff, also believes that education is vital in the fight. She says it's even more important for people affected by bullying to have the necessary support systems.
I'm so proud to be a part of this project because I think that as myself, a victim to bullying when I was younger, it's important to know that there are people out there that support you and that are there to listen to you, no matter how great or small.
A very good evening to you. I am Mark Seal with your Lime Sports World. It was a brave effort, especially from Dennis Ramdin with his first one-day international 100. But West Indies still lost the third and decisive game of that series to England today in Antigua. England made 303 for 6 in their 50 overs, with Joe Root also getting a maiden ODI ton, 107, Josh Butler, 99, and Moeen Ali, 55. Skipper Dwayne Bravo took 3 for 60. The Windies were way behind the asking rate, being 131 for 6 after 29 overs, but Ramdin with 128, inclusive of 12 fours and 5 sixes, got them within 25 runs. However, that's as close as they got, 278 all out in 47.4.
Pick-up shot, and it goes all the way. And gone. Steered to backward point. First strike for the West Indies. It's Michael Lum who's gone. All high in the air. It's a lobbed up kite backward square. That's another one for a small.
But some bat involved. That's hit in the air. Slug sweep. Gone for 6, and Moeen Ali gets to his first half century.
Oh, and gone. Colton Ball just chipped it straight back to Miller. Ball bowled in. And they played together for the Night Riders. He's gone straight away.
Yeah, I can see. Beautifully played as well. 50 for Joe Root.
A couple of boundaries, mostly on the left side. And this will bring 50 up for Josh Butler.
First for Joe Root, and you'd think that it'll be the first of quite a few. Sunil Narai. Hit that well. Hit that very well as Butler. Gone. In the air. Who wants it? Everybody calls. Rampal takes it. And Butler falls one short. And England finish on 303 for 6.
Got to be completed by then.
Again, Joe Root gets the first wicket. And again, Kyron Powell fields. Catches the cry. And the catch is taken. Oh. There's some power in that. Brilliant. Brilliant catch. Treadwell has been pumped down the ground. Straight 6.
There's a nick there, definite.
It hurt for a while, but that's nicely hit. That'll go all the way for 6. Well, that was slow, it was short, got back and whacked that away. That's his 4th one-day 50.
In the air. Has he got enough on it? Good catch taken. Very good awareness by Ben Stokes as to how close he was to the boundary line.
There he goes again. And that will take him to 100. First century in ODIs by a West Indian wicketkeeper, Dennis Ramdin. This is going to be out. Simple catch. He's going to ask, does he take the bails off?
He does.
Yes, he does. And that's very much out. Bowled in. West Indies all out for 278, and England have taken this 3-match ODI series.
On now to the T20 series, which will start in Barbados on Sunday. The West Indies women have gone down again to New Zealand women, losing the third T20 international today by 24 runs. Playing at Queen's Park, the Windies sent New Zealand into bat and kept them to 133 for 6 off their 20 overs. Shakira Selman took 3 for 23. The Windies women were then dismissed for 109 in 19.5 to give the White Ferns a 2-0 lead in the 5-match series. And Ryan Harris delivered one of the most memorable triumphs in Australia's recent Test history, bowling his team to a series victory over world number 1 South Africa today in Cape Town. On the 5th and final day of the 3rd Test, Vernon Philander and Dale Steyn batted together for 75 minutes for the 9th wicket, but then Harris took 2 wickets in the space of 3 deliveries to deliver a 245-run win. He finished with 4 for 32. Scores: Australia 494 for 7 declared and 303 for 5 declared. South Africa 287 and 265. Australia winning by 245 runs to take the series 2-1. A few hours ago, the 2014 Commonwealth Baton touched down on the island for the Queen's Baton Relay. Arriving at 5 p.m. on a layup flight from Guyana, Guardian of the Baton, Alistair Cameron, met with several members of the delegation at the airport, including General Secretary of the Barbados Olympic Association, Erskine Simmons, Royal Commonwealth member Dame Maisie Barker-Welch, Victoria Dean from the British High Commission, and Violet Spett-Warney from UNICEF. Outside the arrival hall, it was officially handed over to the Commonwealth Games Federation representative, Fortuna Belrose. Now, the official handover ceremony of the baton will take place tomorrow at Government House. The baton will be delivered to Governor-General Sir Elliot Belgrave, who will then present it to the President of the BOA, Steve Stout. The Queen's Baton Relay will take place immediately after that handover ceremony, and that will be around 10 a.m. We now continue with our previews for this weekend's 33rd run of the Sandy Lane Gold Cup. Here is CBC's Anne-Marie Burke.
Dagger, owned by multiple champion owner and Barbados Turf Club director Lord Michael Taylor, won the Coolmore 2013 and just fell short to the powerful Aristodemus in last year's Gold Cup. She's been going through her paces with Patrick Husbands in the morning, but partnering with her on Saturday is jockey Kyle Carter.
Well, I think we have an excellent chance. Last year we were second, and just hoping for a perfect trip and stay out of trouble. Press the gas when necessary, and fingers crossed with a little bit of luck, she'll be able to get the job done.
Her trainer and former champion jockey Anderson Ward is expected to have this mare firing on all cylinders.
She's beginning to ripen at this time of year and beginning to be picked. As I said, she's training fabulous. I've got back Carter to ride her. He's had relationships with her now for the last 2 runs, but so far fantastic.
Are You Talking to Me is one of the most outstanding Creoles over the last decade and has proven to be a magnificent tribute to the local breeding industry. He's fresh from a reputable second to Jake Sam in the Coolmore Home Stakes and Trophy in January, and obviously his connections would have left room for improvement for the big race. One can only imagine if another stellar performance would be enough to get him first past the post on March 8th. Trainer David Yearwood believes so.
He's a very serious fella when it comes to the workout. I think he has an excellent chance. So we're looking forward to a very good round from him come Gold Cup Day.
Regional entry nominee is one of the best turf steers from the land of the hummingbird and a son of the American-bred Awesome Again. Nominee has recorded wins in the Champagne Stakes and the recently concluded 1700-meter Eric Colt Durant Memorial Stakes and Trophy. Enough to tell owner Mr. Antonio Navarra that this horse is capable of giving Trinidad their 4th Gold Cup victory. Panamanian-born Nobel Abrego, who is no stranger to the historic Garrison Savannah, will be in the saddle for the main event. Racing Secretary at the Arima Race Club, Robin Jai Singh, believes the red and black of TNT is well represented.
I think this is the best chance that Trinidad will have in a Gold Cup for a long time. I don't think I've brought over horses over the last 10 years to race in the Gold Cup on the Tanglewood, and this is probably the best chance we've had in a long time. He's fit, he looks extremely well, he's happy, he's angling very well.
Dagger has drawn post position number 5, Are You Talking to Me runs out of post position number 3, and Nominee goes out at post position number 11.
In Business Tonight, a suggestion that Barbados has to make major changes at the Grantley Adams International Airport as it moves to attract more visitors to its shores. Among these, the introduction of jet bridges. This is the view of Tourism Minister Richard Seeley, who says if the island is to cater to niche markets like the one provided by physically challenged visitors, it should have a fully accessible airport.
Here it is in 2014. We are still heffing wheelchair-bound persons down a very treacherous stairwell, or putting them on the food truck, the Goddard food truck in the back, to go down, to be hoisted down between trays and trolleys and that kind of thing. We need to get past that. Some of the initial estimates we've done looks like we're talking $20 million for a few jet bridges, and we have to work to see how best we can bring it down, but it's an investment we have to make.
Mr. Seeley says the airport experience has to be improved as well for both arrivals and departures.
The shopping, you can't separate departure from arrival and that type of thing. We want to have an entire shopping area. Trinidad has that. The Panamanians, the Tocumen International Airport in Panama City is the best example I've seen. It's almost like a mall, literally. Hive of activity in transit, persons, arrivals, departures, everyone together. There are security considerations, and the Civil Aviation Department will have to work closely with Gaia Inc., but that's what we have to do. And the same cruisers as well, Air Sea Transfer. They too must be forced to walk past a couple of points where they can spend money.
Disadvantaged young women in Barbados are getting much needed help in developing themselves and seizing potential business opportunities. The assistance is coming from Nature's Fun Ranch, a charity project which recently won the JADA One Idea competition and the sole prize of $50,000. One of the co-founders of Nature's Fun Ranch, Latoya Lane, said the Girl to Girl project seeks to empower the young women who will be utilizing 10 acres of land at Bruceville, St. Andrew for self-sustained agricultural initiatives.
We've always had girls involved in Nature Fun Ranch, but not in a very structured way. And when I became involved, I always wanted to make sure that that is something that I knew that the girls needed a little bit more structure and needed a little bit more guidance, especially in terms of agriculture. With the push in agriculture in Barbados back on again and entrepreneurship, this project basically brings the two elements together. It brings the girls, it brings the agriculture, and it brings the business together. So the project in essence is for girls ages between 14 to about 24. It could be a little bit over depending on the person's needs and their wants.
Meanwhile, Paul Lewis, Group General Manager for the JADA Group of Companies, says they are pleased to be a part of the initiative.
I'm impressed by the level of commitment. It's inspiring almost to see that there are people out there who will dedicate their time whether outside or their jobs, their other commitments to doing, you know, philanthropic work like this and just helping people. And it's not just helping people, but helping people, from what I understand, from Latoya, to help themselves and in you know, increasing their own skills so they can become sustainable and look after their families better in hard times and in good times. And maybe who knows, maybe out of this project a whole bunch of entrepreneurs will spring up.
Here now is a look at how stocks traded on selected exchanges across the region.